Virgo, welcome to July 2018 monthly tarot reading. You've got some great cards out here. First, I'd like to present the Death card, which also represents Scorpio. For some of you, Scorpio might be important, and there may be a message from Scorpio about, for example, a relationship coming together, bonding more deeply. Okay, because this is the abundance card. Okay, also too, I feel like some of you may have completed something. Perhaps maybe school, or maybe you've decided that you're going to take some training and change your career entirely. I also feel like some of you have sudden promotions, like unexpected promotions. Also too, I'm getting like sudden windfall. But also the Death card is telling me, what are you transitioning and transforming? And so I feel like the transformation is about business. It's about making money. It's about attracting in money. You've got the Wish card. Okay, so you're being totally supported by the universe with this. You've got the Ace of Swords. I do feel like you need a little bit more esteem in regards to pulling through your dreams, you know, that you want to do, that you want to start setting off for. You really, this row here is absolutely beautiful, you know, in regards to relationships, in regards to business, in regards to school, career change. It's all right here. The Ace of Swords is reminding you to see things through the eye of an eagle. Really see things. Be very keen. Be very detailed. Okay? Also get the message of mapping things out. Don't just depend on everything being mental, as that's a mental card also. Okay? Now, Mercury goes retrograde in the middle of the month. It will be going retrograde in Leo. So when I look at the Ace of Swords, Mercury is mental. It's communication. All types of communication. So it is going retrograde. So there might be a few hiccups that you just have to kind of move through, which I feel the Page of Wands will help you there, because that's another messenger that really lets you know that, hey, you know, you've got the support, you've got it in you, you've got the wisdom there. Now it's time just to make it happen. All right, because here's the Sun card supporting you. That's family, that's life. You know, I feel like some of you may actually touch bases on your soul purpose, or actually begin to figure things out, that everything in life has a soul purpose to it. And so now I feel like some of you, I mentioned about promotions, and I mentioned about money, you know, unexpected money. Maybe somebody owes you money and suddenly they pay you back in July. Or maybe you play the lotto and there's a windfall. Maybe there's an inheritance that hasn't come through. Boom, here it is in July. Okay. Now Mercury retrograde is retrograding actually through Leo. So if any of you have a fire rising or moon, so this may draw more attention to that particular planet, and also that house that it's transiting. So please pay attention to that if you're into astrology. We've got the Hierophant. I feel like some of you might actually return to school, or join an organization. Maybe some of you might even actually work for like profits and nonprofit organizations. Maybe there's a position at a spiritual center or a church. You know, might decide to take spiritual classes. Either way, I also feel that there are some rules. Okay, so July could be a month where, you know, Jupiter's going direct, that all of a sudden you want to expand, and you want to expand way beyond what you should be expanding. And the Hierophant is like, okay, let's ground. Let's put a little discipline or rules on this situation, so that, you know, you're not just over expanding and then, you know, things just start to fall, rather than, you know, getting gain from it. I also feel like this is a great month for ones who are starting families. I feel like, you know, there could be births. I feel like there could be, you know, just the talk, the thought of starting a family. When I get the Knight of Wands, that can represent any of the fire signs, which is Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. Okay, but the Knight of Wands too, the negative side about it is this person can be really charming. That's a good part. But for some reason, I'm just feeling like the position that it's in, even though it's not reversed, I read the cards both ways. As the cards follow through here, I feel it's good that some of you could actually meet your Prince Charming, okay? Your soulmate or your twin flame. We've got the Lover's card, which also represents Gemini. We've got the Ace of Wands. Things are moving here. Successful relationships in July. Some of you might be planning engagements or weddings. You know, I'm also getting baby showers. We've got Aquarius here, but we also have the Star. And I feel like the universe is the limit. Some of you can just, I just feel like you're just going to take things, not just in your own hands, but I feel like you're just going to work with higher source this month and make things happen. Then we've got the King of Swords. Now, some of you might actually be involved with someone who is in the government, or a police officer, someone who dresses up in fancy suits, could be an attorney, you know, very strong business person. So that I feel here, you know, could represent the Aquarius, because we have Aquarius, the Star, but then we have the Swords, which represents any of the air signs, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. We've got Gemini here. These are important signs this month. Okay, now it doesn't necessarily mean that's your mate, but that is some of the energy with the air signs and also a bit of fire. And we've got Scorpio here too, guys. All right, and here's Taurus. So sometimes it's just the energy of that sign that can help you develop more on your path, whether it be for growth like the sun, whether it be for a happy family. Also, what I'm getting here is, you know, opportunities to go into business with others or an organization that will support you along the way, not necessarily financially, but with all the products, with all that they represent, to really get this, really help you get going. Okay, so I also feel like new love. I feel like relationships that are already going to are just going to stabilize better. All right, let's pull 4 more cards. So we've got Sagittarius here, which also is the Temperance. I feel like some of you may be thinking about traveling. Looks like it. Also, too, I feel like you're going to be searching for something that gives you more enlightenment in July. That's just the way I feel. That's the way I feel the planetary shift is happening for some of you Virgos. Let's go ahead and take a look at the love cards in just a moment. But some of you might actually be relocating too, I feel like, maybe for a job. It could also be for love. There needs to be a little bit of patience here. Now, we've got the water sign, the King of Cups, which is also my Law of Attraction card. It also represents water, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And then we have the Three of Wands. So this is not you looking. This is you saying, okay, I've got it. I'm moving forward. And, you know, this energy I feel like is more towards the end of the month, since it's my last 4 cards in the spread. But the Three of Wands, I love it because it says, okay, I've got it now. You're holding the staff in your hand. You're looking at that ship. That ship is coming in now. That ship is coming in. So all in all, in a nutshell, just, you know, new businesses, new love, relationships that are already going with your significant others, is going to go one step further. Some of you, again, are planning family. I do feel like the cards, all of the cards, are in your favor. Now, let's look at some love cards. I've already shuffled them, but I've shuffled them again. So I feel like somebody is going overseas, but there's a little bit of a flag here. Perhaps it's somebody that you love and you thought it was going to go one way, and now, you know, you're finding that the person hasn't left their marriage. Also, too, how I'm reading it, too, is you might be planning a marriage, you know, in another country, but there's some things there that are cautioning you. Perhaps it's not anything serious, but now that I'm looking at this card, we've got deception. Okay, somebody isn't telling you the truth here. And I feel like that person's married, or you're married. Maybe information is discovered in the month of July. Please be really careful here, because I do feel that I'm feeling the Mars is retrograde, so I'm feeling like tempers could just fly out of, you know, just unexpectedly. That could be volatile, and also could be quite aggressive. And so, yeah, so you want to be careful. You've got two negative cards there. You've got deception. You've got pay attention to the red flags. I feel like Spirit, the messages are, they're there trying to get your attention. Maybe you see them, but you're being charmed in here. Like, for example, the Knight of Wands, being charmed right into something that isn't really the truth. Okay, guys? Now, of course, this is not going to be for all of you. So we've got calling in your soulmate, healing family issues, reconciliation, and playfulness. So here I'm getting that I feel like for some of you, your soulmate can return to you in July, or you may hear some news about them. I feel like the healing is happening between the two of you. If I were to look at the top row here, maybe the reason that you did split up with them is because they're either committed to someone else or married to someone else, but committed in general. Also, too, I feel like some of them, some situations here, they played with your emotions, okay? And I feel like a lot of this here, you know, requires healing. But then I'm also getting a message that if I were to look at the cards a different way now, I feel like somebody, first of all, I'm getting messages somebody's coming home, somebody you love. So maybe they're in the service, or maybe they were transferred, or they had a job, you know, outside of where the two of you were originally, or where you originally met, and now they're coming back. So that's exciting. But I do feel like there's even family members, like maybe there's a family member that some of you may have been disconnected with, and then suddenly they want to forgive you, or work healing with you. That's pretty much what I'm getting as far as the messages here. But this concerns me because there's just a lot of deception can go so many ways. It can be lying, it can be cheating, but it also could mean, you know, both of you are in a committed marriage, or, you know, in a marriage or a relationship where you can't, you know, maybe you've seen each other on the side, you know. And so I think the message is here that perhaps for a few of you, or your mate, it's difficult for them to get out of that situation. Okay? All right, Virgo, hey, it was great to connect. Much love and blessings to all of you. Have a great July.